I definitely don't need this sweater in here. When I stepped outside, I was like, ooh, it's chilly, let me get my sweater. But I stepped in here and I'm like, oh, it's time to take this off. It's definitely time to take this off. Hey you guys, I'm Taquisha and this is Our Freedom Song. Thank you so much for joining us today, coming along on this journey. If you have been here for a while, welcome back. I appreciate all your love and support. If you are new here, we are so happy that you are here. Listen, last year was the first time that we ever really decided to go all in with gardening. I tried a little bit here, a little bit there, but my heart wasn't in it. I wasn't really ready. But last year we decided, okay, now is the time. Now is the time. I'll say I decided and my husband lovingly came aboard. aboard. We bought this house and we've been doing renovations for the last 2 years. And so adding a garden onto that was a huge thing. Like it's no small thing, especially because I wanted to have a garden that was like really beautiful. I very much so love function and I also really love beauty. And so I just didn't want a garden, but I wanted a garden that I could come out to and just really enjoy the beauty. I think when we have things that we really find are really beautiful, it helps us with the task of doing all those mundane things, right? Like when we can just we're looking forward to something, it makes that work a little bit easier. And so I definitely wanted to set myself up for success in that way. I definitely wanted to be able to look at all the beautiful things, but still be very productive in the garden. And so that's where we are right now. As far as this hoop house, I am planning to use it to start seeds in, and then whenever that time has passed and I no longer need a greenhouse hoop house situation, the plan is to take off this plastic and to use these cattle panels as a trellis to grow things on. And so I definitely wanted a space that I could use all season long. I am in zone 8B and it gets very hot here. And so in summer, no one needs a hoop house. Like your stuff is dying if it's inside of a hoop house because it's so hot. The benefit of having a hoop house that you could remove the plastic also would be to have more of a shade house because it gets so hot. Just getting some shade cloth and being able to really guard like those tomatoes when it's scorching out here would be a really great thing as well. And so I'm still thinking through that and working out some plans now that I see what's still here and growing and what's gone and what I want to put in its place. So the orientation of the garden is going to be a lot different than it was last year. And that's the beauty about gardening. It's like you garden, you learn, you change, and then you adjust, you know? And so I just really, really love that. I love that it doesn't have to just be one thing. And so I am changing up some things this year. So one of the things that I'm changing this year is I really want to try to simplify how I take care of the garden, meaning a lot of the amendments that I was doing last year. I'm hoping that I can get away with doing less, but it's the same amount of benefit for the garden, if that makes sense. And so I am planning to actually use seaweed fertilizer this year, and I did not use seaweed fertilizer last year. I ran across this lady and she doesn't have a YouTube. She definitely should have a YouTube because her garden was phenomenal, like absolutely incredible. And she said that the only thing that she used as far as fertilizer was, I think she said fish fertilizer. It was either fish or seaweed fertilizer. And so she said she didn't need to use anything else and her garden was fantastic. So that got me thinking like, man, wouldn't it be incredible like to find a couple things that you needed that could really, you know, be the success of the garden. Like, you know, like you don't need 6 different fertilizers, but you could find something. I'm literally sweating on my eye. It is nice and toasty in here. Okay. it would be incredible to just find, you know, one or two things that you could use for the garden. I just feel like that would really take the process down a whole lot. And so if you have any great ideas, which so many of you do, you love to share all your great ideas, and I love hearing and reading them. And so keep sharing for sure. But if you have something like that where you have learned like how to like just decrease the process of how to take care of the garden, definitely share that in the comments below. Okay, so let's get to this. Okay, it's so cute. It's so cute. So I could easily remove this knob, right? But I'm not. I'm not gonna remove this knob because it's so cute. And I was thinking I could hang something on it, and that would be really beneficial to maybe hang some gardening tools on it while I'm working. But I think it's a good use. I really love it. Had a gardening friend send us this, which was so sweet. I just loved receiving that in the mail, and it's perfect. That's perfect right there for all the things. Has a nice little spot for now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you guys remember me filing these. I filed all of the seeds that needed to be planted at the same time together. And I'm like, oh no, I missed a lot, but I wasn't ready. But you know what? I am going to plant them anyway, because there's so many fun ones inside here, and I definitely want to see them grow. And so I'm really excited about these. I can't believe I had my pole cherry tomatoes hidden in this pack that I didn't sow. So in the last video, I showed you guys how that zipper did not come through. I mean, it came through for a time, but then, I mean, you know, just the elements combination of heat, wet, and cold pretty much took care of the stickiness on that zipper. But what I want to show you, oh my goodness, it just flew away. And so this morning it dawned on me. It's like, wait, like I could use some magnets, I think, and just take a piece of, you know, scrap plastic that we have from this plastic here and put it on the front and then use a magnet. That's what I'm thinking. Use a magnet to attach it on both sides. And so that's what I'm about to do. The plastic flew over. So I'm going to grab that plastic. I'm also going to grab the seaweed. So I want to use, you know, the seaweed along with getting the fish fertilizer. Those are the two things that I'm hoping to satisfy all of my amendment needs. You can see I am glistering. I'm glittering in here. I'm glitter right now in this hot hoop house when it's chilly out there. Actually, my recording device keeps telling me that it's too hot, and so it keeps wanting to shut down. Anywho, I'm gonna go grab those things that you can see so that you can see them, and I'm also going to see if we can't attach some plastic onto this using some magnets. Help is on the way. Shiloh is going to stand on this chair and put the magnet in the inside while I hold the magnet on the outside. Okay, so we're just...
Oh, I put the back ones on?
So we just have some magnets.
Magnets.
You do? You got those? Just some magnets that we just had in the house. And so we are going to do a temporary door. Maybe it's temporary. Door using these magnets, and we're going to see how that goes. You ready, baby? Okay. Okay. Come out.
That's a really good do it.
Yeah. I think we figured it out, my baby.
Yay.
This is what it looks like. I put a couple extra ones on this. It would be the right side, but our left side, because we're looking at it like this. To be able to have a little bit more stability. And so, you know, it worked. That crack at the bottom can let a little air in, but then not too much. And I have more magnets, but I think this could really actually work. And when I leave, I could magnetize this side. So I think for now, this is going to be our temporary solution. I'm wondering if this will work, but we'll know in a day. I'll know tomorrow. I'll know tomorrow if this is good enough or if I'm going to have to do something different. This is what I had in the house, and tonight it's supposed to get pretty cold. And so this is what we are trying for today. Okay, so this is what I am planning to use. It is organic clean kelp, and I do plan to use this along with the fish fertilizer. So I also used this some last year, and it's a 511. And if you're new to gardening, that just means that's your nitrogen and your phosphate and your potash. And so that's all your minerals in here. But I used this, but I used it along with other things, and I felt like, or I feel like, when using so many different things, it's hard to tell what's working and what's not. So I'm gonna just pull it back. I'm gonna pull things back. Okay, I just laid everything out, and I'm like, okay, having to remind myself I can't plant all the things, but that's okay. I'm gonna plant lots of flowers, and this is what I have for today as far as like going ahead and getting the seeds planted. I'm really excited about so much of this. It just really makes my heart happy. And so I definitely want to be ahead of the, well, I'm not ahead of the game. Best believe I'm not ahead of the game, but I definitely want to make sure I plant these marigolds on time. And as you can see, I'm planting lots of marigolds this year because I've just heard so many incredible things about how beneficial the marigolds are for the garden, and they last. And so I'm gonna plant some other flowers as well, like these bachelor buttons and some of these other ones that are just like really pretty. But these are, I feel like this is where the gold is right here. And so yeah, I'm really excited. I'm gonna go ahead and push these in. Hey you guys, what's up? Okay, so it's the next day, and the girls and I just came from the farm store. Although we are planting our seeds, we still want to support our local farmer as well as our local 4-H, which is going to be having a sale coming up soon. And I really really want to get a few things from them, because these are kids who are learning about gardening and all the things, and they want to sell it, and so I really want to support them. So I believe from there we're going to be getting some like marigolds and a couple of other things. And today from our local farm store we picked up some bell peppers as well as a few tomatoes, but I already have lots of tomatoes that are sprouting, and so I don't want to go crazy, but I know that there's gonna be a time to plant and then a time to plant again. And so keeping that in mind and listening to my own advice not to go overboard. And if mines turn out really, really good, I'll be more than happy to give some away to whoever would want them. And so that's in my mind as well. The cool thing about planting your own seeds is that you get to have all these special, really cool type of varieties where if you go to a store, even your local farm store, I guess depending on where you are and your farm store, but it's typically the same type of produce. It's not like anything that's really exotic or whatever, you know. And so we save those for the seeds that we plant at home and hope for the best. So we picked some things up, and I'm really excited to go ahead and put those things inside of the hoop house, and we are going to be planting more seeds today. Who's going to be able to get the door? I will.
Me.
Okay. Okay, so our magnet door worked last night, and so that's really good. Last night it was freezing. The temperatures were freezing, went down to 28 degrees. I had to run out yesterday, and so I didn't get to do all of those. Yeah, plant these seeds right here. But I did plant those. And then I decided to do some watermelon over there instead of the herbs that I had there. And then I'm going to do the herbs inside of the green stock. So that's what happened. You going to plant some flowers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so what the girls are doing is they are outside of the hoop house because it's very hot and they can barely handle it in there. So they're outside the hoop house, and they are going to be planting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 containers of sunflowers because we are about to have gorgeous sunflowers this spring and summer. I'm excited about it. I am just finishing up watering all the things in. It looks absolutely incredible. It feels so satisfying being able to just spray off our potting station. Such a great productive time getting all of our seeds prepared and ready for spring. It's been such a productive day in this space. I'm so thankful for this space to be able to start all the seeds, and I actually loved it so much more than starting things in the house. Like, that was kind of stressful for me because it's like you had to be so careful about, you know, making sure that, you know, the lights were close enough to the seeds and the heating pads underneath and all the things. And although it's needed, I definitely appreciate moving that process out here to the hoop house because, as you can see, your girl is glistening. And so it is definitely nice and toasty and warm in here, and the sun is coming through. It's like the best case scenario for all of these things to have the best chance that they can have. Listen, I'm trying to see these things grow and be fruitful and produce lots and lots of wonderful things for our family to enjoy. Let this be your reminder. If you have not already put some things in the soil, go ahead and do that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in the hoop house with us today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We will see you guys next time. Of doing all the mundane things. It helps us with the task of doing all those mundane